What's up, Masters of the Universe fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast of the Multiverse Musings Podcast Network. Here with a look at the Mattel Masters of the Universe Revelation figure of Evil-Lyn. So my co-host and I on I Have the Power, a He-Man podcast, available right here on YouTube. We are both fans of the new Masters of the Universe Revelation series. And although I believe that all of the characters got really good development on this series, I think Evil-Lyn's development may have been the best of all. And I also can't wait to get into this packaging and see all the various accessories that come with this figure. But before we do that, let's take a look at the packaging now. On the side, it says Evil-Lyn, Evil Warrior Goddess. Not too much on the bottom. On the top, it says Masterverse. On the opposite side, you get this really gorgeous artwork of Evil-Lyn. On the back, you get even more dynamic artwork. Here's a shot of some of the other figures available in this wave. And here is a brief bio of Evil-Lyn. If you'd like to read it, go ahead and pause the video and do so now. But I think for our purposes for this review, it's time to bust this figure out of the package and see what's inside. So we get this rock tray that may be useful if you want to do a diorama. Here's the figure free of the outer carding, but still in the inner plastic. And here is Skeletor's main squeeze out of the package and ready to rumble. And there is just so much to like about this figure. There are so many accessories. The paint applications are well done. The molding is well done. This is just an outstanding figure. I can't recommend it enough, but let's go ahead and take a look at the details now. Wow, look at all of the accessories that you get with this figure. This is really considerable. Let's start by taking a look at the alternate head sculpt here. I really want to leave her main head sculpt on because her helmet is iconic, but this is really well done. Look at that. I really like how the hair is done. I think this was a very, unique look for their character, so I certainly appreciated it. You get 4 alternate hands, 2 fists, a gripping hand, and this one's kind of a spell casting hand. There's lots of detail on her bag here. Certainly like the sides. You get all these like little buckles and stuff. That certainly looks good. And of course you get her wand with the crystal orb here. Look how good that looks. I really like that. And then you get the extended version, which is what I think I'm going to ultimately pose her with. Look how reflective that is. Look how good that looks. So yeah, in terms of accessories, you can't ask for much more than this with a figure that's around $21. Let's have a look at the lower body here. There's not a lot of paint, but there doesn't need to be. That's character accurate. You get good articulation at the ankle there. Articulation at the top of the boot. I certainly like the texturing on the boot here. Look how good that looks. Yeah, that looks really nice. You get a hinge at the knee here. You also get this upper thigh swivel. A little hard to see here, but that's what you get. Now, with the skirt here, I guess you call it a skirt. I don't know. I'm not a fashion expert, but the part of her uniform here, you get the slit in the side here, and you can get the leg to kick out like that. Much in the same way, you can kind of move it and get the leg to kick forward. So you do have some good articulation there. Now, it's hindered a little bit by the back here. You can get that to lift a little bit. But I'd be careful about trying to move the leg too far back there because you don't want to damage the back of the skirt there. Also want to point out here, they have a stamp on this, but it's not in an obvious place, and that's something that I always appreciate. I really hate when you see a stamp that's very obvious on a figure. Let's have a look at the lower torso and the hip area. You do get this swiveling here with the lower torso, so that helps when it comes to posing. Certainly like all the texturing that you get on the skirt here, as well as the detail on the belt. That's really impressive. And also you get this little buckle part for the wand, and you can just lift that up and just kind of fit that in like that. So I certainly appreciate that. In terms of the upper torso, you get great articulation here. I really appreciate this as part of the Masters of the Universe Revelation line that we've seen so far. That really helps in posing the figures. And the fact that you can get it to go back and the paint continues up into the joint so it doesn't look weird if you decide to like pose her, doing some kind of magic pose where she has her arms lifted or something like that. I also like this pelt here that you get. The coloring is good on that. and you see like the individual strands. That looks really good. Same thing on the back here. You know, it's basic, but you get all these like little wrinkles sculpted in. And again, good articulation there on this figure. I just really appreciate that when it comes to posing. Certainly well done by Mattel. And this head sculpt is just exquisite. If you saw my video for the He-Man figure in this line, you know that I complained about the expression that they gave He-Man. In terms of Evil-Lyn, I think it's perfect. You get this kind of brooding, conniving expression, and it's just really well done. Likewise with the paint, everything looks really good here. The skull, the coloring looks really good. Now, I will say this, the back here, like this top part that's over the pelt, like the collar here, does give the articulation just a little bit of a hitch. So I would be careful. Don't do that too much because, you know, you might, I don't know, damage the paint or possibly the joint for the neck. And here's the alternate head sculpt, and it certainly looks good, but I tell you, that wasn't easy to swap the head sculpt out. That's certainly not something that I'm going to do on a regular basis. So I think if I want to display this head sculpt too, I might just get a second figure and just put that head sculpt on because I don't want to damage that neck peg. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. Remember to stay tuned at the end of this video for some articulation shots, and also catch me on the Multiverse Musings vidcast available right here on YouTube. And I'll be back to the internet with more Masters of the Universe related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.